that's fine. But I feel like to me, like no matter where you are on the card, you have meaningful feuds. You have feuds with story, and you can go from main eventing to having a title run, then to back into the tag scene. And I feel like like everything you do has substance. We put out a tweet not maybe a month ago, and I want to actually, if I can get to it, I want to write an article on this. But the tweet was, if so far, who would you say would be in your Freelance Hall of Fame? So the answers that were coming, right? So we had a lot of people chiming in on this. The answers that were coming in were obviously Kylie, of course, well deserving. Mm-hmm. Everyone that was said was well deserving. Kylie, your Isaias, your GPA. Those were probably the three most popular. And then to me, I was like, I feel like there's people missing. Like, I feel like in all you, Ethan Page for sure. And then like, to me, I was like, what in my head, I was like, well, like, no, like, what about Darin Corbin? Like you talk about consistency and you talk about meaningfulness over like the time where I feel like Freelance really got to the point where they were packing the building. You were a huge role player in that. And I think it was back, we had someone on whose name I won't say because he wanted to keep it private, but involved in Freelance. And we asked him, and you were on his list. So, and I'm not saying like I don't want you to be braggadocious anyway, so I'm not going to direct that question to you. But to me, you would be in the Freelance Wrestling Hall of Fame if there were to be one. Because you were maybe a name that came sooner, but you've had a really, really good resume. Do you feel like at Freelance sometimes you're overlooked?
Honestly, at Freelance, I don't have I think overlooked, not really.
Okay.
But I think I take it as a compliment that I can still surprise people.
Yeah.
I think is the best way. I truly believe that if coming out of in the end of 2022, you could put me in a feud for the main, any championship, and I would still deliver.
Yeah,
and I would agree. The funny thing is I love the fact, this is something that I've always appreciated and always tried to focus on and always try and be me on. But if I can go in there and I can play my range of characters and you're like, he's good in everything he does, that's my goal. And I can flip a switch. And right now, I truly believe that Freelance needs what Bucky and I bring to that tag division. And if a strong tag division comes out of Freelance, as with us as the core, I'm going to feel like we've accomplished something. We're bringing something better to Freelance that it might have been lacking before. When I was champion, like that was the thing, like someday down the road, I will be given a microphone again to say something, say my piece, and I'll put myself back where I need to go. And there's a couple matches that have yet to either have happened or rematches that have yet to have happened. But I never feel really like overlooked because I'm always feeling that I'm building something. Like I don't feel like I'm in a lot of throwaway matches. I always used to joke like the scramble was always like a throwaway. And then I got so upset when Freelance got the scramble over, where people were excited to see the holy shit scramble. It's like, this is a match that you put the guys in who ride with everybody, and they're like, I forgot you were coming. And then at Freelance, everyone's like, scramble! I'm like, stop! Because then it's like, this is what I'm doing tonight, you know? But otherwise, like the thing is I've always felt that I enjoy the challenge of, I appreciated a lot of, I guess, undercard guys. And there were certain things when I was watching the Attitude Era, when I was watching WCW, even ECW, that sometimes the championship matches were not the thing that I was intrigued about. It was always these undercard feuds that I thought carried shows. And I was a big fan of like Intercontinental title matches, US title matches, because I felt there was more freedom to build off of those.
Yeah.
And I am totally fine feeling fulfilled, filling a role that I always looked at companies and said, what do they not have? Do they not have this role? Do they not have this? Do they not have somebody for the tag? And if I can add to that, I absolutely love it. But I do think, not in a bad way, but I think sometimes people forget what I'm capable of But the best compliment is when they're like, holy cow, I forgot that Corbin, like, he can do that. And it's like, yep, and I'll prove you wrong again.
Yeah, that was very well said.